So did you
commotion
go
happened.
to greet your dad with knife? People don't go to greet their fathers with knife now. Did you go to greet good morning with knife? Just tell us.
I didn't greet this. I didn't put it on my hand as in go to
What
greet.
happened now? At what point?
It was in my pocket. It was in my pocket. I was wearing the shirt and it was in my pocket.
It was Saturday, December 3rd, 2016, when Babalola Rotimi Junior arrived at his parents' home on Ibitayo Street in the Magodo Phase 2 area of Lagos State, Nigeria. His visit seemed ordinary enough. He would spend the night and leave the next day, just like he had done on previous visits. His parents had no idea that their son had already purchased 2 knives from Shoprite earlier that day. They had no idea that he had been planning something terrible, and they certainly had no idea that this would be the very last time they would ever see their home the same way again. The next morning, Sunday, December 4th, 2016, started like any other Sunday in the quiet estate. Most residents had already left for church, leaving the streets unusually empty. Inside the Babalola home, Junior's father, 59-year-old Babalola Rotimi Senior, woke up and went to the bathroom to urinate. It was a simple, ordinary moment, but what happened next was anything but ordinary. As his father stood in the bathroom, Junior quietly left his room. He had a knife hidden behind his back and then quietly approached his unsuspecting father before suddenly giving him a shocking command. He ordered his own father to lie down on his chest, and before the confused man could fully understand what was happening, Junior had stabbed him in the leg and back. The screams that followed were terrible. They echoed through the house, immediately alerting Junior's mother, Adija. She rushed toward the bathroom to see what was happening to her husband. When she got there, she saw her son holding a knife and her husband lying on the floor with serious injuries. She tried to intervene to stop her son from this madness, but Junior turned on her too. He attacked his own mother with the same weapon, brutally injuring her in the face and other parts of her body. After the attack, Junior did something that shocked everyone who later heard about it. He calmly walked to the bathroom, took a bath, and got dressed. He then collected his father's phones and ATM cards before leaving the house. He headed straight to his father's filling station at Palm Avenue, and when he got there, he began harassing the station manager, demanding money. After some minutes, he did something even more disturbing. He returned to his father's house once again to check if his parents were actually dead. When he got back to the house, he confirmed that his father was gone, but his mother was still alive, though critically injured. Instead of helping her or calling for help, Junior simply closed the door behind his dying mother and left again. Inside that locked house, critically injured Adija lay crying out for help. She screamed and screamed, but because most people had gone to church that Sunday morning, no one was around to hear her desperate cries. Hours passed as she continued to scream, fighting for her life. But there was one person who had not gone to church that morning. One security guard remained on duty in the estate, and his presence would make all the difference. After hours of Adija's screams going unheard, this security guard finally heard her cries for help. He rushed into the house and made the shocking discovery. The guard immediately raised an alarm, and a few available residents came running. They quickly rushed Adija to a hospital where doctors would fight to save her life. After the incident, the entire estate went on high alert. Everyone was looking for Junior. The police launched a manhunt for the suspected killer, but they didn't have to search for long. On Monday, just one day after the attack, Junior was spotted by residents in the area. They captured him and handed him over to the State Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department at Panti, where he would face questions about what he had done. Junior had lived in Dublin, Ireland, since he was 7 years old. For many years, he grew up there, far away from Nigeria. But according to family sources, Junior's life in Ireland was troubled. He refused to go to school and instead got involved with drugs. He became addicted to these substances, and his behavior became more and more difficult to manage. Eventually, he was deported back to Nigeria. His parents, who had hoped he would build a better life abroad, were forced to deal with their troubled son. When Junior returned to Nigeria, he moved into his parents' home in Magodo, but living together was not easy. There were constant disagreements between Junior and his parents, and the main issue was education. His father desperately wanted him to go to school. Junior's older brother was studying medicine in the United States, and his father wanted Junior to follow a similar path, but Junior refused. The arguments about his future became frequent and heated. Eventually, his parents decided that it might be better if Junior lived separately. They got him an apartment in Ketu, Ikosi area, hoping that some distance would reduce the tension. Junior moved to this new apartment, but he would still visit his parents from time to time. These visits were supposed to help maintain their relationship and no one ever imagined that one of these visits would end in tragedy. When Junior was arrested and questioned by the police, he made a confession that left many people confused and fully disturbed. He claimed that his father wanted to use charms to make him rich, despite being a practicing Muslim. He said his parents would lock him up in his room and then send thugs to beat him up. According to Junior, he stabbed his parents out of frustration because his father refused to give him money for his upkeep. He said he bought the knives from Shoprite to defend himself and to also gain his freedom because he was always locked up. However, family sources told a very different story. They said the only real issue between Junior and his father was always about education. His father simply wanted him to go to school and make something of his life, just like his brothers.
I woke up in the morning on the 4th of December and I went to go and greet my mom in the kitchen. She was cooking. And she wasn't happy with me at all. She just like me, coach here, I should get my self. So I went to the sitting room to go and greet my dad. My dad said the same thing again. I've always been so upset about everything happening, and I've always reported to my brother and sister, but they're not here, they're abroad. So I know nobody to talk to except from the police. So that day I went to the sitting room to go and greet my dad. So I was on the floor and he just kicked me off. Is that way to greet, blah blah blah. So when he kicked me on the head. And then I got up, I was explaining to him, he just slapped me. So, and I was trying, first of all, I tried to escape from the door. The door was closed, they always lock the door with the key and keep the key. And he grabbed the phone. I felt fear in me and threatened not to get kidnapped by people to get beat up. So that's where the stabbing.
So did you
commotion
go
happened.
to greet your dad with knife? People don't go to greet their fathers with knife. Did you go to greet good morning with knife? Just tell us.
I didn't greet this. I didn't put it on my hand as in go to
what
greet.
Happened now? At what point?
It was in my pocket. It was in my pocket. I was wearing a shirt and it was in my pocket.
Okay. So why did you go with a knife to greet your dad? Why did you do that?
I've always been trying to be killed by my dad to be kidnapped by area boys, and it's something that's happened in the area. They know it. There are a lot of people there that can reference it, but that wasn't the tension that was going on. What happened the same day was the fear of because he grabbed the phone, wanted to call the boys. So that was, and the door was closed. I didn't know where the key was. If the key was, I could have rescued myself and run off the house, but that was what happened. And the same thing goes with my mom inside the house as well.
So at what point did you start to kill? Do you understand? Just tell us.
When I was attacked
by
my dad. Normally he beats me, I don't do anything back. I've been beaten since I was small. Slapped me, but before that, kicked me on the floor. I got up, I explained to him, slapped him. And I don't fight. And out of that type of solution, I had nothing to do. Out of fear, I couldn't touch him with my both hands. So I had a knife on me and I stabbed him.
Where did you stab him?
I stabbed him on the leg first. He got up. They didn't want to give me the key. So started getting more again on his body.
Didn't you know that would kill him? Or was that your intention?
At that moment, I wanted to get out of the house no matter not to get killed by the area boys. That was the main reason why something like that happened.
Okay, so you didn't care if you killed him. Is that what you're saying? Since your intention is to escape.
It wasn't a murder as in intentional murder, because I've always been to the house. This is my third time that I came to come and visit them.
How do you feel?
I regret it because I'm a very religious person, but unfortunately, I don't know, whatever God takes me on this type of matter, that's where, because we are all human beings and created by God. And
on Wednesday, following his arrest, Junior was brought before a magistrate at the Ibitayo Chief Magistrate's Court. He faced 2 charges, murder and attempted murder. The court could not take his plea on the murder charge because it lacked the authority to try such serious cases. However, for the attempted murder charge, Junior pleaded not guilty. He was granted bail of 500,000 naira with 2 responsible shorties who had to be blood relations. What shocked many people in the courtroom that day was Junior's attitude. He showed absolutely no sign of remorse for what he had done. Instead, he claimed that his father deserved what happened to him. The magistrate ordered that Junior should be kept at Ikoyi prison while waiting for legal advice from the Lagos State Director of Public Prosecutions. The case was scheduled to continue on January 23, 2017, and under Section 221 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State, the murder charge carried the death sentence. Junior's father, Babalola Rotimi Senior, was buried in his hometown in Osun State. His mother, Adija, survived the brutal attack and was receiving treatment at Lagos General Hospital, though she had suffered terrible injuries. Since that court appearance in December 2016, there has been no public update on the case. The fate of Babalola Rotimi Junior and the final outcome of his trial remain unknown to the public till date. What are your thoughts on this tragic case? Share your opinions in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more true crime stories. Thank you for watching and stay safe.